CEO of the Minerals Commission in studio is Martin K. AEC. Sir, you're welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Sanda.
Yes.
I hope I got your name right.
Yeah, you've done very well. But that's not my mister. My mister is Amadou. So just say Sanda. It's fine. Don't add mister.
Okay.
So Sanda.
Amadou Sanda.
No, Umaru Sanda.
Umaru.
So you're writing it down.
Umaru.
Yes.
Sanda. I used to have a friend like that. Umaru means Sanda.
Okay. Did he have a lot of money?
Older.
Oh, okay. Does he have a lot of money?
When we're doing LLC, he was doing, what do you call it?
Come close to the microphone. Okay. Yeah.
He was then a university graduate. He read at Greek. I don't know where he is now. I'm talking 91.
Possibly doing cattle farming somewhere.
Not born.
91. Okay, yeah. I was a few years old. Okay. Let's talk. I'm going to let us talk about lithium because it's also in the news and that's your purview. But generally, what does the Minerals Commission do for Ghana? What's your job? So we know how to situate this conversation.
Maybe let me step back and look at the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
There's a provision in the Constitution which says that when it comes to the regulation of natural resources, it has to be done by commissions. That's how come we have Fisheries Commission, Energy Commission, Forestry Commission, Water Resources Commission, Petroleum Commission, and for that matter, Minerals Commission. So we are a creature of the Constitution. So an act was passed, which is the Minerals Commission Act, which really defines what we are supposed to do. Essentially or primarily, we are supposed to regulate and manage the mineral resources of this country. And regulation entails a lot. For instance, anybody who wants to apply for a mineral, either to do exploration or actually extract it, what you call mining, you have to lodge an application with the Minerals Commission. So we receive application, we review them, and then we make a recommendation to the minister who has the power to grant and revoke. So reviewing receipt and reviewing application and recommending same to the minister by anybody who wants to explore mine mineral is one of our cardinal role or functions. We also formulate and recommend policies to government on the sector. Then remember, once your license or your lease is signed or granted and you've gone through all the processes, you've got to go to the ground and do your work.
Okay.
So we also have to come and really monitor and come and inspect and make sure that whatever license was given to you, you are following the terms.
You're adhering to it.
Work, you're submitting your report, there are no infractions, etc.
I see.
So
interesting.
Primarily, this is what we do.
So you are the hawk of the industry. News broke over the weekend that a company has been given permission to go into Kakum National Park and start digging for gold. What are the true facts?
Umaru Sanda, thank you very much. First, it is not true. A company lodged an application, and everything is now online. Anybody can apply for mineral rights from any part of the world. You can be in Fiji, Afghanistan, and go into our system and apply for a mineral right. Now, when you apply for a mineral right, whether for exploration or mining, it comes with certain requirements. Okay? You have a form, you provide certain information about your background. It's like you're looking for a job. And then if you want to do exploration, certain things are required. If you want to mine, certain things are required. It's supporting documents. Like you're applying for a visa. I believe you have applied for visa before. Yes, you fill a form and attach certain things. It's the same thing. And then you submit it online. And you can even pay online. So once you submit an application, what we'll do is that we will have to review it. So we may have to plot and put it in the system. Now, a lot of things happening here. In our system, in our cadastral map or the online portal, practically the whole of Ghana is superimposed on the, on the system. So we have all the forest reserves, all the ecologically sensitive areas, Ramsar sites, and all those things in our system. We have those maps from forestry. We know areas that are hydrologically sensitive, for example, headwaters of rivers. We know areas that have been restricted upon the request from other world institutions. So, for instance, this Polugu Dam we are coming to build, okay? When VRA was working on the areas and all those things, they gave us a map saying that potential. These are the areas the dam will cover, including areas that will be flooded. So Minerals Commission, we are sending the map to you, restrict it so that people don't go for mineral rights there, and then
In that area.
if the flooding starts, then government will have to incur money and compensate them.
I want us to speak specifically to this.
Yes, I'll come to that.
So because of time, so that what did this company do and what did you do?
So it's just an application that was launched, and then in the course of it, we checked that it's part of it in the Kakum National Park, and for that matter, we couldn't process it, which was rejected. My worry was that
when was the application done?
I may have to check, but as far as I'm concerned, the application has been rejected because
when was it rejected?
I will have to check the fine details. You just called me and I rushed to the CDO.
But this has been a topical issue all weekend. I'm sure the CEO should have been given a brief this morning.
Well, I got to know, and then I even checked and I realized that it's even been taken from the system. Archive long ago, so I have to go back to the archive.
Yeah, because if you can't tell us when they applied and when it was rejected, then it will be difficult for us to even believe that it's been rejected.
No, trust me, you're speaking to a CEO.
Yes,
I'm talking to.
But if the CEO doesn't give me data and time, it becomes difficult.
It's something I can just let you know. But the most important thing is that the application has been rejected because it is in Kakum National Park. The very reason the CSOs gave, that's number one.
Did you have to set up a team to review this application before rejecting it? When was this done?
No. Normally, when applications are submitted, they are assigned to officers. So they just come back and say, maybe out of the 10 requirements, they've met 9, it's left with 1. And then you write to the person to provide additional information, failing which you have to take up the application.
On this specific issue of Kakum, do you have an assigned officer who gave a report on this company?
Yes.
At what time?
Not a company, a report on the application.
On the application.
Yes. It may not even go for a full review. It depends on the nature of the application. If you launch an application and I will realize that a part of the map lies within Akotsobon Dam, there is no way we'll process it.
But you see, at what point is very important? At what point did you reject is very important because there was public uproar. Then the next thing you said to us that you are rejected and you are removed from your website. At what point did you do this rejection? Was it before the public uproar, after the public uproar in the course of it?
Let me clarify this.
Yes.
The CEOs, we know them very well. We've been working with them. If you heard what Mustafa said, because I'm relying
Who is Mustafa?
Mustafa is one of the persons who was speaking to the issue.
Okay.
I think the CEOs had a workshop last Thursday, and they were basically discussing mining and forest reserves. Then he said that, there are about 14 applications in the forest reserves. I would love for them to send it to us so that we can respond appropriately. Because now they have shifted our attention from, what about those other 14? I have not seen the list yet. I would love to see the list. Then he said, for example, a mining company named High Street has applied and targeting the Kakum National Park, and they are at validation state. You see, that's what got me worried. You see, so all that we're expecting them to do was to just find out from the Minerals Commission, because in the story they said, according to their website or whatever, we have picked this information that they are even at the validating state. In other words, you're trying to say that everything is already a done deal.
But that's why you should have a concrete report that you can show to the public and say...
because...
On 1st August...
No, because there are several thousands of applications that have been rejected.
And all these applications automatically are on your website.
When applications are rejected, we take them from our system.
No, when it's applied, when people apply, it automatically comes to your website.
When people apply for a mineral right, in our system, we see it.
Yeah, but outside the seat,
we normally put pending application so that people can track. And then we do a review. Once the thing is, rejected, we take it from our system.
Do you have a formal letter you have written to this company?
All those things are available. I'll get them for you.
So we can get a letter.
Yeah, why
but you
not?
don't know when it was sent to them.
I will just get them for you. It's not a difficult thing.
This High Street company, is it Ghanaian owned, foreign owned,
the
Ghanaian based?
Beneficial ownership, I'm not too sure. Yes.
But the directors are from a Ghanaian company or a foreign company?
I can't recollect. I just have to go back and give you that information, which something we can give you even tomorrow. Yes.
I really wish we could have it now so that people get to settle this matter once and for all in their heads. Umaru, see, it's a controversial matter, and if I'm speaking to the CEO, I should be able to...
No, I'll tell you why you think it's controversial. Controversial because you think this is a national park.
Yes.
And for that matter, we should not be allowing mining in it. Yes. I get that. And I'm the same person telling you that The application has been rejected. No money is going to take place. And if you look at the statement we issued, the last paragraph, we're very categorical, very clear. We will never receive any application and process in Kakum National Park, which has been around since 1931 and gazetted 1992. I think that is enough to lay the matter to rest.
What if we discover that the deposits of minerals we have in Kakum is going to take us from a third world to a first world country? Would you grant that? Is it like a never thing? Or
for now, no exploration has been done. For you to be able to find out what actually exists there, then that means that we will have to go there and do some exploration. Perhaps send the Geological Survey of Ghana, which is a government explorer, to go and do those kind of assessments. Yes, nothing like that has been done. Should we even allow it? I don't think so.
So tonight you're saying to us on authority we should not lose sleep over this.
Every Ghanaian should take it from me that nobody will be issued a mineral right in the Kakum National Park.
We've had, you see, the difficulty is that people, you see, when we remember what happened with small scale mining and Galamsey, and the fact that there's a whole interministerial committee, there are soldiers on the ground, there are drones flying in the air, and yet it is happening. It makes it difficult for people to trust
this. Don't
mix
two things. Illegal mining as a national canker or a challenge that we are dealing with is a different matter altogether. We can come here another time and talk about illegal mining, where persons who don't have licenses
are working,
or who don't have any permit or authority get up and then maybe go to the water body at midnight
and start doing
or go to other areas and go and work.
How about people who own portions of Achimota Forest, for instance? You see, they are all connected.
Achimota Forest.
Someone owned huge parcels of land in
Achimota Forest has nothing to do with mining.
I know. I'm just saying
it is a land matter.
I'm just saying that people. So
you wait. I want
doubtful.
us to stay focused.
Go ahead.
If we want issues to be dealt with as far as Achimota Forest is concerned, I think I can reach out to my colleague, Lands Commission or Forestry Commission, for them to come and answer that question. But what I want you to know is this: don't mix illegal mining, where persons without the requisite approvals go out there and dig stuff. That's a separate matter we can deal with. We are not talking about illegal mining or people entering Kakum National Park to go and mine or do galamsey there. That's not what we are talking about. The issue that has gone viral or that is out there is that a mining company is about to be giving an instruction right, license, whatever you want to call it, to go there and do mining. And I'm saying there's nothing like that. The application has been rejected.
I was just drawing your attention
don't mix the two.
I'm mixing it for a purpose, and I'm telling you the reason that there's a growing distrust, and so just be mindful of that.
Oh, we are mindful of that.
Let's move because we have to go on another thing. Lithium, one of the minerals that apparently we have been sitting on for all these decades. I hear that that's our breakthrough. I'm looking at the Bloomberg report.
Your definition of breakthrough?
Our breakthrough, like finally, this is the solution we've been looking for. We won't go to IMF again. I'm looking at Bloomberg saying that Ghana gives 15-year lithium mining license to Atlantic Lithium, and that we have 300,000 tons of lithium that will be mining, and the money that we are going to receive, I'm looking at the figure, is huge, 60 billion. That's what I'm seeing. Is that correct?
No.
Yes, 6.6 billion from lithium beginning from 2026. Tell us what the story there is.
Well, traditionally we've been mining gold, bauxite, diamond, and manganese. And then a company came and after 6 or so years of exploration, found lithium in commercial quantities. And then they went through all the processes and they were granted the right to extract. The next step is to conclude other approvals that are required, get it ratified by Parliament, they do EPA, and then we give them an operating permit, and then they start. But then it is not just going to be business as usual like the way we have treated gold. I guess that's what we are interested in. So, for instance, there are clauses of provisions in there to get the lithium processed locally. Apart from lithium, there are other byproducts like feldspar and kaolin, which are used for ceramics, which must also be used locally. And then the various fiscal terms have been negotiated and then reviewed upwards. So it is our belief that this will, of course, be treated differently from all the other minerals. And that is what we have put out there.
Because this one is it going to be run by the government, or is it going to be strictly monitored by the government? How is it going to, what form is it taking?
It is a private company, just like Anglo Gold Ashanti or Newmont that have come in here, gone through the process, obtained the various rights. In other words, any other entity other than government, because sometimes some of the companies are public. Public simply means they are listed. So it's an Australian company, and they have a local subsidiary called Barari that holds the license.
So how do we benefit as a state?
Several ways. One way we will benefit as a state is the money that will come during the exploitation of the mineral. So, for instance, royalty is 10%.
Okay.
There are other taxes too
that they'll be paying to us. Is 10% not too small?
Again, that's a very great question, because you see, you are not an island. And then when you are negotiating these things, you have to have recourse to what the patents elsewhere.
What if we keep the thing underground until we have capacity to exploit it ourselves?
Great question. Somebody asked me that question. I said, by the time you get up, before you realize nobody is using it again. Because if you take a typical battery, okay?
Mobile phone battery.
Yes, that these things are used for. It contains two parts. You have a cathode and an anode. The anode is made up of graphite, overwhelmingly graphite, which China controls about 60% production and 80% processing. Then the cathode is where they use nickel, manganese, cobalt, and lithium. And as far as the entire world is concerned, people are worried about security of supply, where one country will dominate and then create problems or use it as some kind of a weapon. Yes, like the way recently China announced that they are going to restrict the supply of graphite, and there's panic all over the world. So a lot of research is going on in Chile, in South Korea, in Japan, and US and co to see, because they don't use only lithium.
So that alternatives can come up.
Yeah, so not just alternatives, there may be substitutes, or they may even increase, a particular type of mineral.
So if you don't hurry up and exploit yours, it will become waste.
That's it. You just sleep over it.
Final point on the parliamentary ratification, that also has come up. What's your response to that? That you have not gone to, not you, but the state has not gone to
It is constitutional. You don't send an unsigned document to Parliament.
Explain what that means.
What it simply means is that by law, first is Article 268, which says that any transaction or contract that is entered into by the government, okay, for the extraction of a mineral, you have to take it to Parliament for ratification. So once the minister signs the list, he gets cabinet approval, he has to take it to cabinet. Sorry, he has to take it to Parliament for ratification. That is it.
So when you said it's not signed, who has not signed it yet?
No, minister has signed the list.
Okay.
And I'm saying you don't take an unsigned document to Parliament.
So your argument is that the minister, the document will only go to Parliament after the minister has signed.
The minister has signed.
So he has signed.
October, he has signed.
So there's a contract between the ministry and government and this company.
And the company, but it is not valid until it is ratified by Parliament because of a Supreme Court decision.
Yes, isophoton and so on. Now, that was Martin Amido. Two cases, both
not
were
that
on.
This one has to do with Western Cubic.
Okay, yes, but there was an earlier one in 2014 where Martin Amido went on the agreement whether or not it should, if an international agreement should come before Parliament and all of that. So I'm just saying that that's also a bedrock. And then Extin Cubic, of course. But my point is that if the minister has signed with the company already, it means there's a contract. Is there a clause that says this is subject to ratification of Parliament?
In there.
It's in there.
In fact, if you take our mining law and also the standard list that is given, it is stated that the grant of this list is subject to the ratification of Parliament.
Okay.
So Parliament will have to ratify. And even that's not the end. After ratification, they will still need to obtain an EPA permit and even come back to Minerals Commission and obtain operating permit and construction permit. So there's a whole lot of other approvals.
Very well.
So no law has been broken yet because we have not started construction development.
Very well.
So you see, that we are answering.
That's fine.
And the CSOs could have saved us all this trouble if they have just checked whether or not you are in the process of granting the mining lease or company to mining, almighty Kakum.
Okay.
Yes.
Martin AC, CEO, Minerals Commission, thank you so much for joining us on Point Blank.
Mario Sanda, thank you so much. I think I need to come perhaps every week, to come and let's do a lot of education on mining. Because there's a lot of
if you'll be bringing gold bars along, why not? Otherwise, we'll bring you an invoice so that you can
and
pay.
then the same person will put it on website and say Minerals Commission distribute gold bars.
No, it's going to be paid. You're going to use it to pay for airtime that we've given you. In fact, there's a last minute question that has come through from a journalist. He says, ask if the company is listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. Do you have an answer?
Are you talking about the one that holds a lithium?
Yes.
Yes, they are listed on the Australian Stock Exchange and also the alternative investment market in London.
Okay.
Yes, and the MIF is taking an interest in that.
But is it on the Australian Stock Exchange?
It is.
Okay.
Perf.
Second question, he says, has the company applied for financial support from the mineral fund run by the government of Ghana?
The Mineral Income Investment Fund is investing in the company.
It's investing in the company.
It's investing in the company.
In a foreign company.
Pardon me?
A government agency or fund is investing in a foreign company. I don't get it.
Yes. So MIF is buying 6%, 9%, 6% locally, and then 3% in an international company that holds the local, the lease for the local company.
Third question: what is the financial status and contribution of the company to what they are about to do in Ghana? What is their contribution? What's their financial status and what's their contribution?
They are in good standing. They are not broke. The construction of the mine will cost $85 million.
Okay.
And the contribution will come from various, investors.
Very well.
MIF is contributing some part of the money.
Okay.
Yes. And then they will list it on the stock exchange. So I expect people like you to go and buy. So that 2-3 years down the line, you don't come. You don't come in. You have to.
I'll buy now.
No, what I don't want is for us to have another meeting now, and then you come and tell me, foreigners have been owing all our mines.
See, I have to watch. I'll look before I leap.
Why?
The frog in front, if it falls in a hole, the one behind must walk
that
with
is the mentality now.
I'm happy.
You dare not meet me somewhere and tell me that,
don't worry. You invest for me.
When I come to this studio, never ask me that question.
Invest on our
behalf. Foreigners are taking all our resources.
Invest on our behalf. And if you dare make losses using our money, we'll meet in court. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
I'm grateful.
Have a good night.
Good night too.
This is Eyewitness News. That's how we end tonight's edition.